Say your full name.
Philip Smith. GDP and ISO. Okay. Women represent a growing demographic in the United States prison system. Over the past 20 years, tough on crime measures, stiffer drug sentencing laws, and post-conviction barriers to re-entry in society have created the conditions for an explosive growth of the female prison population. Truly women in prison are an oppressed group within an oppressed group. They face barriers to women's health, high levels of sexual assault, as well as a special kind of institutional brutality. More than 1 million women are currently incarcerated in the U.S. prison system. The U.S. female prison population expanded at a rate of 4.6% per annum between 1995 and 2005. In 2007, women accounted for 7% of the prison population. Why has the female prison population increased? For the same reason that the prison population as a whole has risen. Stricter sentencing for offenses that are overwhelmingly committed by the poor in our society, like property and drug-related offenses. 59% of the women currently serving time were convicted of a drug or property offense. Although the rate of drug use among women declined from 1986 to 1996, the rates at which women were incarcerated for drug offenses increased by 888%. This is no surprise considering the fact that in 2003, women were more likely than men to be incarcerated for drug or property offenses. Stricter enforcement of drug and property laws disproportionately target the poor in our society. As a direct result, poor women are facing higher rates of conviction and harsher sentences. This thesis is backed up when we look at the data available to us. 44% of the women in state prisons in 1998 had not completed high school. 60% of incarcerated women were not employed full-time when they were arrested, and 37% had incomes under $600 in the month leading up to their arrest. Study after study has asserted that poverty provides the soil which allows crime to grow. Without an adequate social safety net, scores of poor people are forced to rely on crime for their income. Instead of trying to solve the problems of poverty, the state has decided that it's more convenient and more profitable to lock up our nation's poor. The prison industrial complex is sucking in women at alarming rates. What are the conditions of female prisoners? In federal women's correctional facilities, 70% of guards are male. Correctional records have shown that females are subjected to rape, other forms of sexual assault, sexual extortion, and groping during body searches. Male correctional officials watch women undress, they watch them in the shower, and whenever they're on the toilet. Often, male guards retaliate brutally against female inmates who complain about sexual assault and harassment. In several states, guards have access to and are encouraged to view an inmate's personal history. Often, guards will threaten the prisoner's children visitation rights as a means of silencing women. Guards can also issue rule infraction tickets which extend the woman's stay in prison. These measures are used as blackmail to keep prisoners silent about abuse. Even if women decided to weather the storm of blackmail and abuse and charge the guards with sexual assault, their cries would be largely unheard. According to the Justice Department, in 1997, only 10 prison employees in the entire federal system were disciplined, and only 7 were prosecuted. If a prison official is found guilty, he is often transferred or walked off the yard to another facility instead of being fired. Talk about job security. A prison guard can rape, sexually harass, and abuse prisoners at will, and most of the time they won't even get a slap on the wrist. Even if they are disciplined, most of them keep their jobs and are simply transferred. With a discipline rate of 10 guards, the disciplinary practices of the federal prison system would make the Catholic hierarchy blush. The health practices in female prisons are especially disconcerting. Women prisoners suffering from treatable diseases such as asthma, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, cancer, late-term miscarriages, and seizures have little or no access to medical treatment. This sometimes results in the death or permanent injury of the inmate. This should not surprise us, considering the fact that many prisons charge inmates for medical attention. The reasoning is this. They state that charging for health services deters prisoners from seeking medical attention for minor matters, and keeps prisoners from using bad health as an excuse for getting out of work. Never mind the fact that most prisoners are either severely underpaid or do not see a dime for the work that they do. To make matters worse, women do not have adequate access to reproductive health care. Only half of state prisons offer female-specific services.